Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we bring you a powerful and emotional story that unfolds with the weight of despair, the pull of fate, and the sudden appearance of a fragile cry that turned everything around. It is about a woman who planned to throw herself into the river, her mind clouded with sorrow and hopelessness, only to hear the piercing cry of a baby hidden in the reeds. What begins as a journey toward tragedy transforms into one of unexpected redemption, resilience, and new beginnings. Let us look at this story as if we were reviewing something carefully, focusing on its outer layers, inner depths, performance and real-life struggles, safety nets within it, unique values that make it unforgettable, the cost of choices made, and finally the lasting conclusion it offers. The exterior of this story is painted in somber colors. The setting is a riverside, calm in its beauty yet heavy with the burden of what was about to take place. She had walked there with the weight of her decisions pressing on her shoulders. The water sparkled, reflecting the sun as if mocking her sadness with its brightness. The reeds stood tall, whispering with the wind, seemingly indifferent to human suffering. From outside, everything looked calm, yet the emotions running beneath the surface were turbulent and stormy. The exterior represents what others might see, a lonely woman walking by the river. To a stranger, she would have looked like any traveler, but the truth behind her steps was darker. This outer appearance teaches us that not everything seen on the surface reveals the reality of a person's battle. The setting makes it clear that beauty in nature can hide the ugliest moments of despair, but it also hides unexpected miracles, such as the small voice that was about to change everything. The interior is far more intimate and personal. Within her heart, there was nothing but emptiness and a longing for release. The silence in her chest was deafening until it was interrupted by the cry of a baby. That sound cracked through the numbness like sunlight breaking through storm clouds. Inside, her emotions shifted instantly. Where there was hopelessness, there was suddenly responsibility. Where there was darkness, there was a flicker of light. The interior teaches us that even in our most private and broken moments, a single small presence can awaken feelings we thought had died. When we think of performance, it is about how she reacted in that critical moment. Life often tests us, and her performance was tested at the riverbank. She could have ignored the cry, believing it was none of her business, yet her instinct responded. She moved closer to the reeds, trembling, not knowing what she would find. When she saw the baby, fragile, wrapped poorly, left to fate, her heart was seized by a force greater than despair. The performance of her spirit shifted from collapse to courage. She lifted the child with uncertain arms, but in that performance lay her redemption. To perform well in life is not to always have strength but to let compassion guide action even when we feel weakest. Her response performed far beyond expectations, transforming her destiny. Safety features in this story are symbolic yet strong. Safety is not always about physical tools but about what keeps us from complete ruin. In this case, the safety net was the presence of the baby. That infant's cry became her anchor, pulling her away from the edge of destruction. Another safety feature lies in human nature itself, the natural instinct to protect the vulnerable. Even when she could not protect herself, she found safety in protecting another. The reeds along the river acted like a shield too, keeping the baby alive until the right moment. Safety here is woven into fate, nature, and the deep human bond that awakens when one life depends on another. It shows that even in the most dangerous and hopeless moments, there can be unseen protections guiding us away from harm. The unique selling points of this story are undeniable. Many tales speak of despair, but very few show how despair can be interrupted in such a fragile and meaningful way. The unique value here is that life gave her two choices: end her pain or embrace a new purpose. And the deciding factor was not a lecture, not advice, not wealth, but a simple cry from an abandoned child. It teaches us that uniqueness lies in unexpected interruptions that redirect the course of our lives. Another unique aspect is the reversal of roles. She, who needed saving, became the savior. The one who came to the river to surrender instead received a gift of responsibility. It is unique because it turns tragedy into an awakening, despair into motherhood, and hopelessness into resilience. Price, in this sense, does not mean money but the cost of choices. Had she continued with her plan, the price would have been her life and the silencing of her story. But by listening to that baby's cry, she paid a different price: sacrifice, struggle, and responsibility. Raising a child in uncertain conditions is no easy task. It demanded strength she thought she lacked. The cost was heavy, But unlike the irreversible cost of ending her life, this price carried a reward. The price of choosing life and protecting another turned her despair into meaning. In every path we take, there is a price to pay, and the story shows us that the price of hope is far more valuable than the cost of surrender. In conclusion, this story reminds us that life has turning points where despair and hope meet at the same riverbank. She walked there planning to leave everything behind, but the cry of a helpless baby gave her a reason to stay, to fight, and to rebuild. The exterior showed us the calm surface hiding deep struggle. The interior revealed the shift from emptiness to awakening. Performance displayed courage in the face of despair. Safety features reminded us of unseen protections and human instincts. Unique selling points highlighted the extraordinary way tragedy can be transformed. Price taught us that while hope requires sacrifice, despair costs everything. Ultimately, the story is a timeless reminder that when we are closest to the edge, the smallest sound can call us back to life. It is not only about a woman and a child, it is about how fate intervenes, how purpose is rediscovered, and how love is born in the most unexpected places. This lesson will stay with us long after the river has gone quiet and the reeds stop swaying, because it speaks to the very core of human resilience and the hidden strength found in compassion.